Wow. Have I missed you guys? I can't believe it. It was April that I did my last video. And so my life became very, very busy. It still is, but I am missing all of you so much. It's a bathrobe event. What can I say? I was going to put on a shirt and put on some earrings after I did my hair, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to dive in. It's in the wee hours of the morning. And I just wanted to, check in with all of you and see how all of you were doing and checking what's up with me. Let me see. Well, I've been busy, busy, busy with work, with the yard, with the house. Being a widow is kind of like a full time job, and then you add the house, the yard in the spring and summer, and then still working. Two cats, the usual. Cats are expensive when they get sick. My cute little sweet pea was sick, cost lots of money, and now she kind of has been gnawing by her tail, and so I've got to bring her in for that too. Myself, hi, I'm doing well. Still practicing my one meal a day, my clean intermittent fasting, just black coffee, just water. I'm doing that high hydrogenation water, comes in a glass bottle, and you press the bottom, it turns green, little bubbles come up. Any of you familiar with that? It was funny, I went to a vendor. I'm having a gas stove put in, the heating kind, not the cooking kind. And she was drinking it too. And I said, "Why are you drinking it?" And she showed me her crimpled fingers, and she said, "They say it's good for arthritis." And she said, "Why are you drinking it?" And I said, "I guess just good health." Um, and she said that she's drinking six a day. And so I figure, well, yeah, maybe I should get up to that. I was doing at least three. So now I am trying to get up to six. And with it being summer and you're supposed to be hydrated all the time, I kind of do it. It's easy. And so I'm still loving my life, getting up in the middle of the night. So I see that I have a lot of responses from people. I'll go in and do it. So, what is new with me food wise? Well, my bowl is about this big, my white bowl, and I still make a big salad in that every day. I just made it to have later on today. What does it have in it? It has little gems from Trader Joe's. Have you seen them? They're like miniature romaine lettuces. They come three to a pack. I love them. They're just kind of hardish, more hard like a cabbage, but definitely looking more romaine. They're really crisp. I love them. So I began with that. Then a small handful of shredded carrots, shredded cabbage, craisins, still a few little craisins, some salted roasted sunflower kernels from Trader Joe's, a smidgen of organic pumpkin seeds roasted, and a smidgen of sliced almonds from Trader Joe's, and then some blue cheese, some blue cheese Frigo, I guess, on sale, little tub, 4 ounces. And then I followed with some radicchio and baby butter lettuce, and then definitely some chopped cabbage. I love chopped cabbage along with shredded cabbage, and some Whole Foods coleslaw. And I think that's my salad. It's always variations of that, sometimes with added celery. And then what didn't make? Oh, and then I have a mini cucumber, an organic mini cucumber when I have my meal. And so I don't know why, but I just had this hankering to get an eggplant. I swear I bought the eggplant, and along in my feed comes all these eggplant recipes. It's like, how smart is this? Is scary. I was only thinking it and I bought it. And it's not like I told the computer I was going to make an eggplant. It was really weird. So I cut it in thirds. It was kind of smallish, not a baby, but not a full grown, and scored it like that, olive oiled it, and baked it at 350 until it was soft. I'm not sure how many minutes. I think maybe less than 30, around there. So then I put it in the fridge, and I had some pork that was parts of pork cut up, almost like beef stew, except it's pork. So I cut it up. I gave each one a little bit more cut because it was kind of like a man-sized bite. I like a smaller bite. With a can of Hunt's fire roasted tomatoes. And then I added basil, oregano, a third green thing I can't think of. Fennel. Oh my goodness. Cooked it in coconut oil. I still use coconut oil, olive oil, macadamia nut oil, avocado oil. And wow, was that ever good. So I browned it all, and then so it had all day to kind of marinate in the bowl. And then I took a couple of spoonfuls of that and put it on the eggplant with some shredded mozzarella and provolone sargento, and baked it in the oven. Well, first I warmed it up in my hex-clad big pan and heated it up, and then put it in the toaster oven with the shredded mozzarella and provolone with my salad. And although I've been known to use apple cider vinegar and Bragg's vinaigrette, I'm in an olive oil frame of mind these days. You know how we go through, I don't know if you do it, but this is what I do. And so I have my salad with just the olive oil. I just love the taste of olive oil. So that was delicious. And some days I'll have a slice of either when pigs fly bread or rustic bread. And I like it. It's kind of the end of my meal. And it's kind of like a non sugar end of the meal carb. I've been buying peaches, so I'll have a peach or some organic strawberries and blueberries, that sort of thing after my meal. And then I still love my Good Culture cottage cheese, so I've got two of those, the full fat pineapple ones that I love, 150 calories, does have real sugar in it, but I'd rather have real sugar than stevia or alternative sugars. I'm I'm like that. And so I have ice cream still maybe once, twice a week, but usually I aim for the either the pineapple, the cottage cheese. Sometimes I have yogurt. I did buy Stonyfield baby mango yogurt, no sugar added. Kind of good, but I didn't get back to it in time, and so I only had it a couple of times. But would I buy it again? Probably not. I have been having Greek Goddess full fat yogurt. It says traditional yogurt on the outside, and I've been liking that. So, so I'm still an in-store shopper at Star Market, and so I do usually come home with a bunch of things. I do have some Organic spring mix that I'm using right now, also in my salad, like that. And but on my days off, of course I go to Whole Foods, BJ's, and Trader Joe's. That's just what I do. So I'm still a foodie 100%. I've been watching lots of cooking shows. I've been watching Callie Means and Casey Means. They're a brother and sister, and then also Chris Von Tulkin, I think, and he is all about the ultra processed problem that we seem to have here in the U.S. He's from the U.K., but he's in both places a lot, so he talks a lot about us. And basically he says that the I think there's six huge food industries, and their only thing is bottom line profit. they're just poisoning us with the ultra processed foods. I still am appalled at how the American diet goes when I see, when I'm shopping for people and they're just getting 12 pack after 12 pack of all the sugary sodas as well as a lot of diet ones and the zero ones. Um, they still buy a lot of them, and just it's just what I can't. I call it aisle 5. It's got all the chips and the crackers and the cookies, and so I kind of am not eating ultra processed. I'll have processed foods, which I guess is a cheese, which I guess is a cottage cheese, which is a yogurt, things like that. They're processed, but the ultra processed is when, it's a Ritz cracker, when it's bread with emulsifiers in it. When you get your bread, that's why I like the When Pigs Fly and rustic breads, because they do not have the emulsifiers in them. Emulsifiers are just poison to our system, but they make the bread soft. And I'm old enough to come from when they had the Wonder Bread, and you would squeeze it. It'd be this soft squeeze, and that was what you were aiming for. Well, of course, that's because all those chemicals make it all squishy. I tend to gravitate towards the hearty breads, and I tend to gravitate, although I buy those two breads that are sliced, and I still like them with either Kerrygold butter or Danish creamery butter, and then my Teddy peanut butter on top. There is nothing like a rustic bread that you kind of a hunka hunka. I'm all about that. And the ciabatta bread. So so basically that's what I've been up to. My typical foods. I still make soups. I make much smaller batches, of course. And then it's like a grab and go. That's my version of a grab and go. I will take, I'll have the little Fiesta cup of soup along with my salad, the bread sometimes, and then the cottage cheese or yogurt, the fruit, and I'm very, very happy. Sometimes I have a little bowl of nuts, and when I say little, if you think this is little, the bowl is like just a little cup thing. It's probably like a dipping thing. And I'll put in it cashews and macadamia nuts and almonds. And I'll have that at the end of the meal. And I think that, I don't use a scale. I just have my genes, and those are my barometer of how I'm doing. And I'm doing okay. Things still fit. I still have a voracious appetite. I still satisfy it. I think the salad helps a lot because it's heavy volume, high volume, and so it does tend to keep me full. And the olive oil that I use tends to work with it too. So, yep, I'm a happy camper. Now this Band-Aid that I'm wearing, I seem to have two skin things. This one here, and then I've got another one here, and they do the Mohs surgery. So this is 2 weeks old today. They'll take off the bandage, and cut the stitches. There's two sets of stitches, and one dissolves in 4 months. It's much deeper. It's kind of a long process. This one, I got to the doctor's office at 1. They began to do the Mohs surgery. If you're familiar with it, they keep taking layers and having the lab look at it, and they'll keep removing more layers of skin until all of the cancer is gone. It's basal cell. Then they sew you up with the 2 layers of stitches. And so the bigger ones will be taken out today. And so this other one, so by the time I left the office with this one, it took from 1 until 5. I was in the doctor's office for 4 hours. So today it's at the same time, 1 o'clock, which is right when I eat. And I didn't eat that time, so I was kind of in the danger zone. They say be careful of being hungry, angry, lonely, tired. And so I was all of them because I had worked until noon. So today I do have the day off. So I will be doing things like, Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and, maybe BJ's. And of course, going to the dump before. And so I will be, yes, and I still say, and so. And I will have my meal before I go, and it will be that unbelievable eggplant. And I like to tend to somebody, I think it might have been Mark Hyman. I listen to a lot of his videos too. He has the best guests. He had Maria Shriver on, and he also had Bobby Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr. on, and talking about food. Well, Maria wasn't too much, but just he's a great doctor. He's alternative. He's all about getting rid of the ultra processed foods. He can't believe what's happening to our children and childhood obesity, and it's just sad, and the diabetes. And he's all about the prevention if you haven't listened to him. So he has great interviews. And he's also had Callie and Casey Means on, the brother and sister. And so it was funny. He said, so what he was asking Bobby Kennedy what his platform was. And Bobby, of course, who I really think is great, but I don't think he's presidential this time. But he did say the first thing he would do would be revamp the EBT cards and not allow soda. He said something like 13% of all EBT money is spent on Coca-Cola or something hideous like that. And so he would revamp it so you can't be buying the soda and the ultra processed foods and anything with like sugar with your food stamps. And it's like, yes, because a lot of people that get food stamps just are not educated on to what is healthy. And so when I shop for them, I see it. And it's just sad because those ultra processed foods and the high sugar, high bad fat, high salt, the bad salt, not pink Himalayan, then they end up with the chronic diseases that we see that can be prevented. And the thing about Dr. Mark Harmon is he believes that food is our medicine and that you can become healthier and stay healthy with your choices of food. And I totally, totally believe that. One lady, I was cashiering yesterday, and one lady came in and she has blonde hair, but up here is gray. And she said, Sarah, I just love your hair. And because of you, she had a hat on. And she took off her hat, and she's probably in her 60s. And she said, because of you, I've decided to go gray. And I'm so excited. And I said, with all that money you're saving from being in the salon, you can buy organic berries and organic lettuces and and grass-fed beef. Won't that be great? And she said, yes. So anyway, I'm just a foodie inside and out. And even though you haven't seen me, I'm always being a foodie. And I truly, truly believe that, we can age gracefully and healthily with our food choices. I mean, you can't stop something from a skin cancer, but you can work on diabetes. You can work on obesity. You can work on other chronic diseases that we have invited into our body because of our choices of foods and lifestyle. And so I still continue to get totally excited watching these videos when I have a chance. I watch a lot of shorts on cooking, and I'm always delighted. So anyway, back to, I digress. Gee, me distracted? How does that happen? Anyway, Dr. Hyman, I believe it was him, he always said, treat meat like a condiment. And so I've been doing that. Like I'll buy one of those vac pack grass-fed steaks. My favorite is ribeye, but I've been known to buy New York strip when I have a coupon, when it's on sale, and everything else. It's vac packed. It makes a perfect purchase for your freezer. And it's kind of like on payday, I'll do the treat of like getting a ribeye and tucking it in the freezer. So I've always got something going down there. And when I take it out, it's 8 to 10 ounces, these vac packs. That's 2 meals. So for me, I get excited because I'm having like a 4 ounce portion of steak, a 4 or 5 ounce portion of the ribeye. Then I'm having my huge salad, and then sometimes like a sweet potato, a Yukon potato, any of those sort of things. And it's it's my meal, and I love it. I still pan sear. I've got a big green egg I'm trying to sell, and I've got a Weber grill that Greg used when we didn't do the big green egg. I never used them. So I take my hex clad, once again, my pan, the Gordon Ramsay one that you always see them using on his shows, and I use coconut oil and butter, and I will sear that ribeye for like 2 minutes, flip it, 2 minutes, let it rest, cut it in half, put half in the fridge for the next day's meal, and enjoy that half a steak. It works for me. Visually, I've gotten used to it over the years. If you've been watching me, you know that my plates are small, my utensils are small, everything is smaller, and so it looks bigger on the plate. I've also been buying every 2 weeks. I'll buy like 4 ears of corn and steam them, and so I'll have like a run of corn 4 days in a row. Then I'll go like a week and a half without corn, and then I'll do it again. I don't think it's a very nutritious vegetable, but it is nice in the summer to have butter and sugar corn. Yeah. And sometimes it's amazing how little butter I need to make me happy with an ear of corn. So I've been using more vegetables, and on these cooking shows, seeing what people do with eggplant, seeing what people do with zucchini. It's a great pasta alternative. And then every now and then I'll make a pasta carbonara. I've got the pancetta and then the egg, and Parmesan. But I use a 3 blend cheese that I get at BJ's from Belgioso, with some angel hair pasta. It's great. And sometimes I like pastine fusilli. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like curly cues. It's like Shirley Temple hair curly cues, and it's a thick pasta, and I like that with a hearty red sauce. But I don't have pasta too much. Um, I go for the alternatives, and when they shave the zucchini or put it in the mandolin, and then they make that into the pasta and they add the sauce and other things. So I love to watch videos about that. The zucchini lasagna, that looks delicious. And then sometimes the baked zucchini, the baked eggplant, where they put Parmesan on it, sometimes breadcrumbs, cook it in the oven, or the zucchini boats. So less protein for me, more filling veggies. I really, I'm a vegetarian that has a portion of meat. That's kind of what I call myself. So anyway, this has just been a half-hour update of me. I'm going to try to be more current with things, maybe show pictures of the products that I'm using. I woke up one day and I didn't want Element anymore, the electrolyte, LMNT. So I still have a 30-pack box left. Maybe my desire for it will come back. Like I said, I'm one of those that takes runs. Like, oh, that's Sweet Pea. Hi, Sweet Pea. Yep, she's a talker. And so I just lost my desire for it. I don't know why. And so now I figure by having the 6 hydrogenated waters every day, it's kind of like I'm having more water, but it doesn't have the electrolytes in it. I don't know. My body said no more, and I don't know why. So I did that. And so anyway, I'll talk more about the products that I am using now, but I pretty much gave you the brief on how it's going for me. The brief in half an hour. Oh, almost a half an hour. So life is good. I'm still a widow, still doing my food thing every day, and every day I just missed all of you. And every now and then I'd go into my comments and read something, and I'd say, "Oh, I've been with these people since my Weight Watcher days, and I miss everybody." So that's the deal. I'm still clean intermittent fasting. Clean intermittent fasting to me means just black coffee, not flavored. I'm doing Starbucks Verona right now. I grind my own beans. It's very strong. I use a French press for my coffee, all my waters. Um, and so I only have the plain water. No, if I have a sparkling water, it's a big deal, but I, I don't have any flavors in it. Plain sparkling water. If I have it like a Perrier or a Pellegrino that's plain, no flavors, no flavored coffee, it can have notes, like it says on the bag of the Verona, notes of chocolate and caramel, but it's not flavored with. Those flavors are chemicals anyway, so yeah. I just you we do what we do, right? And then of course I'll have something like pepperoni and all of my unprocessed foods go out the window. But yeah, and I haven't made a fathead dough in a while. That always talks to me too, which is the almond flour pizza dough. That's could be coming up in my future. Who knows? This is what I'm doing, and I'm still here, and I'm still missing you. And gosh, I feel better for doing this. So take care, all of you. Please comment if you're here, and we'll do this again soon. Thank you so much for being here. I love you and miss you. Bye bye for now.